absolutely badass. You know, when people that disagree with me say the odd comment on my channel, I'm often called a hater. Like my entire shtick revolves around hating Disney Star Wars or something.
And that's not just jealousy talking. I'd say that to her face.
I need your help.
You're the worst.
I don't revel in Star Wars failure, let's get that straight. Why would I? Star Wars is my favorite thing ever, and my only desire is to watch it do objectively well. I don't care who owns it, they just need to do a good job. I simply point out the flaws in much of Disney Star Wars and how that affects the overall story. But I don't always point out the bad, and this is definitely going to be one of those episodes. Part 4 of Ahsoka was, without a doubt, awesome. This episode reminded me of why I love Filoni. I may still have my qualms with the first 3 episodes, but this episode gives me genuine hope. Sabine is a Mando through and through in this episode, and it's awesome to see.
You have no power.
I've mentioned before that I think that Sabine's the weakest link in this show, but this episode proves how much potential this character has. I mean, not everything I have issues with is answered, but a lot of it is. Here's an example. Why is Sabine acting like a petulant child the first 3 episodes, when she's already gone through a massive amount of growth in the 4 seasons of Rebels? Well, could it be that her entire family has been killed and it's apparently Ahsoka's fault? Why is her armor in a box under Ezra's things? Could it be that she's heartbroken about being alone? There's plenty of things that still need answering, but damn, this is a good start. I still don't like her being trained as a Jedi, and I think that it's a massive mistake. But there is obviously some backstory here, and I'm far more inclined to give Filoni the benefit of the doubt now that I see where he's going with it. As a final note about Sabine in this episode, I love that she messed up and gave in to temptation by giving the star map to Baylan. This is what I'm talking about when I say that Star Wars needs a real hero's journey. A hero needs to fail to make them believable, to humanize them, like Luke did at the cave or in trying to rescue Han and Leia.
Luke, don't hit the trap!
Or how about when Anakin failed, when he murdered all those Tusken Raiders that kidnapped and killed his mother?
But the women and the children too.
Or when Ahsoka failed at leading her clone squadron, getting all of her pilots killed because of her hubris.
I thought I could knock out those battleships, so when Master Obi-Wan arrived, he could get through.
I know you meant well, Snips, but there's a bigger picture that you're not aware of.
Or when Ezra fell by using the Sith holocron, or even when he was searching for Obi-Wan in the desert, thereby leading Maul directly to the old wizard.
Look what has become of you. A rat in the desert.
No Mary Sue's this episode, just genuine failure, and I gotta tell you, I love it. It's also nice to see that Ahsoka has some skeletons in the closet as well, and that she is learning what it means to fail as a master, rather than just as Anakin's apprentice. The hero's journey isn't just for Arthur, but it's for Merlin as well, let's not forget that. It's why this story type is so approachable for everyone, because no matter what stage of your life that you're in, there is something in these stories for you. Ahsoka, as amazing as a Jedi as she is, that's right, I said Jedi, she still has a lot to learn, just like Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda had a lot to learn with their failures as masters. This isn't a perfect episode. I still really don't care for this character at all, and I still don't want Sabine to be a Jedi, but man, this is really a step in the right direction. Now I know that there's going to be plenty of haters in the YouTube world, and like I've said before, they have a serious and legitimate gripe to be part of the I'm done crowd. But as I've said before, Star Wars is about hope, entertainment, and the hero's journey, and that's what I saw in this episode. On another positive note, I really am eating my words about Mary Elizabeth Winstead's Hera. I admit when I'm wrong, and I've certainly been wrong about her. She's been surprisingly great, and watching her with Kanan's son is my favorite thing in this show. Kanan is my favorite Jedi. More than Luke, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and even Qui-Gon, who is arguably the greatest of all Jedi, Kanan is my absolute favorite. These interactions mean a lot to me because of the investment I've put into Rebels. I'm very interested to see how this all turns out. I do wish that Zeb was around though. Just as a kind of gripe at Disney, I think that if Dave was given the budget, we would be seeing Zeb in all of these episodes. But I don't think that this show was given the same budget as Andor, and that's a mistake. Also, where the heck is Callus? Now, I didn't think that we were going to be seeing the world between worlds so early, but I guess this means that Ahsoka died or is temporarily here, or Anakin pulled her out before dying? I don't know. But leaving the episode with Anakin right behind her, so badass. I mean, it's just Hayden Christensen, no big deal. Seriously, I almost cried. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that today's streaming shows have lost something that network television perfected during nearly a century of making television shows. How to make filler episodes. And believe me, this is a filler episode. All episodes, even episodes that give you plot or give you story development, it's still filler. In this this case, Filoni used the art of the cliffhanger to get people to come back next week. And in Rebels, he used the art of the family sitcom, where each episode is treated individually and as a standalone with a moral of the story structure that is satisfying enough to keep coming back each week. For a more detailed explanation, check out my nearly 20-minute video on how Rebels took the filler episodes problem that Disney has and made it into a strength for that very rewatchable show. Anyway, the cliffhanger. Anakin being back was to be expected, but it was so amazing to see. What these two have to talk about, I don't know, but I can't wait to see what Sky Guy has to say to Snips. Like I said earlier, this is a step in the right direction, and I'm now more excited about this show than ever. As a Rebels fan, this show is what I've been waiting for, and it's the reason why I said that this was Disney's last chance with me, because if they ruin Rebels, I'll be joining the I'm done crowd. And this channel will just have to talk about something else. I'm pleased to say that this episode has given me reason to hope again. See, I could be optimistic from time to time.
Come on, let's keep a little optimism.
I will admit one thing though, and this may be the only big negative that I'm going to say about this show, and it's not even really a negative unless you're somebody that falls into this category. This show might actually alienate fans that don't like Rebels, but there is a part of me that thinks that this is just to be expected. It is Filoni's Rebel Season 5 after all, but I do think that there might be a problem here where if there's only a few million people that enjoyed Rebels, then you might have a problem where only a few million people might enjoy this show. There's certainly going to be people out there who don't know everything about these characters and at the same time don't really care. Anyway, that's enough for now. I hope I've earned your subscription today. I'm the Germexican. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.